So do y'all like fruitcake? Seriously, let me know in the comments because it's been my experience that you either love a good fruitcake or you hate it. This is the Pastime Cooking. If you follow my channel, you know I've been cooking my way through our family's old collection of recipes, and I'm kind of slightly obsessed with fruitcakes. If you follow me on my main page, you know that I post them all year long because quite literally, they're my favorite. And they have so much history. Of all of the recipes that I have made and recreated from the past, fruitcakes probably have more history than any of them. There's no way that I can sum up the entire history in this 2-minute video, but let me tell you a few fun facts. They actually date back to Roman times. The version that we know and love today came from the medieval English plum cake, and plum really referred to any dried fruit. And add to it all of the spices that came through the European trade routes, and you have a version of today's fruitcake. Then you add in a touch of the Victorian times, and you have this opulent, massive, grand fruitcake that persists to this day. In fact, these cakes were so large in Victorian times that they were literally a show of wealth and opulence. Fruitcakes became very popular in the United States during the early 20th century, and that was because they were shelf-stable and you could mail them. The Postal Service at that time had really taken off. Around 1950, fruitcakes have kind of declined in popularity in the United States, but they're making a comeback. Problem is, they remain extremely expensive to make. In fact, if you look at these examples of fruitcakes from the year, you can see that to make one of these, it might take as much as $300 to make a few of these fruitcakes. I was really excited when I found this old version for a fruitcake called a white fruitcake. That just means that it doesn't contain molasses, coffee, or juice. And I decided I wanted to try to make it fairly economical. Fruitcake contains candied fruit from Walmart, and I paid around $6 or $7 for it. The entire cake ended up costing about $10 to make. While I was at it, I decided to make another fruitcake that was very popular in the 70s, and I made it simply because it is egg-free and gluten-free. Back in the 70s, a recipe called fantasy fruitcake went all over the country. It basically calls for any type of fruit that you want, and then you mix it all together with some coconut and 2 cans of sweetened condensed milk. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not saying that that fruitcake is as good as the first one, but you know, it's not that bad. And if you can't have a traditional fruitcake, you might like this one. You can make a fruitcake just as fancy as you want and as opulent as you want. Add whatever types of fruits and nuts that you prefer, and if you really want to, wrap it in a brandy or rum-soaked cloth. But these are great old vintage recipes. I love fruitcake, and I say bring these old recipes past to present.